Another quick tip Primavera video for you today. We are going to cover baselines a little bit. Up here on your top drop-down menu, there is a section called Open, and it says Current Schedule. If you click on that drop-down, you'll see some options for scenarios and baselines. What baselines are is basically it takes a picture of what your schedule looks like on the date and time specified to have locked in permanently for going back to if you make an edit mistake or if you want to pull up past history of your current job. This can be useful for keeping track of what it looked like before you started construction or keeping track of what the project looked like before you start making any major edits to it. So if you want to make a baseline for your job, click on this drop-down menu, go to Baselines, go to the View All button, and it'll pull up a Manage Baselines dialog box. Right now I have no baselines on this job. We're gonna, for the example here, pretend that my construction project hasn't started yet, and we're gonna start it on Monday, and I wanna kind of lock a window in time here, what it looked like before construction began. So I'm gonna make an original baseline, which is my first one. So I'm going to click on Add Baseline. I'm going to type in Project Startup. This right now is classified as an original type. There are a couple different types, but you have to start out with one of them, and that's the original one. You can put a brief description in here of what you want this to be. So if you have an abundance of baselines on your job, you can kind of sort through what they are and remember the purpose for the creation of that baseline. So I will say status of project at original construction startup. So you'll see that baseline has been made now. It shows you when it was made, gives you a description of it. Close out of here. In the particular view type that I've created, I have it showing what my baseline looks like. You can turn that on or off or make a custom view, which we'll talk about in a different video. In this particular instance, I do have that feature turned on, so you can see here that the green bar is my current timeline. The yellow bar is my baseline that I just created. In this example, the baseline is an exact copy of the current schedule because I just made it now. But as you maintain your schedule throughout the week or throughout the month, if an item tracks behind or ahead of schedule, this green bar might drift a little bit to the left or to the right of this yellow marker here. So it's a good way of showing you how things are tracking for your own benefit or for the trade partner's benefit. And you can make multiple baselines, again, just by clicking on this drop down, going to View All, and then here's also where you can toggle back and forth between them. So I have my original baseline here. And if I want to make another one for my Friday maintenance or weekly update, I do the same method. I go to Add Baseline. I would maybe call this Friday Maintenance. And you'll see here now it's set to current. I do have a couple different things I can pick from. I could overwrite my original, or I can keep it as the current baseline. And then again, if you want to put a description in there, you can. Just to keep track of what all these are, because you might have several of them in here if you choose to, and it's a good habit of making notes. Close out of that. And then here you can toggle back and forth between the different baselines you want to view or if you want to print. If you don't want to show any, you can just turn it off. So that is a good way to help you kind of see where your schedule is trending, if it's behind or ahead of schedule. And then the really nice feature is it's also kind of a big undo button, kind of a safety net if you are getting into something that you're a little scared to try. Maybe you're still learning some things and you want to dive in and not worry about messing up your timeline. Creating a baseline is a great way for you to lock it in so that you don't have any mistakes that you can't get out of. So give it a try and see if it helps.